Hey everybody, what's going on? KSA Chris here, Real Estate Blitz. I got so I posted this video back in 2017, January 31st, 2017, and I called it the death of the real estate agent. And it was actually a fun video to make. I've gotten thousands of views on it, and out of the blue, a couple days ago, I got a question in on that, and I thought it was kind of interesting and maybe appropriate, considering that I just did one talking about the death of purple bricks, right? And when I talked about the death of the real estate agent, I was talking about the disruptive forces that are out there and how that are wanting to put us out of business. I talked about comparing real estate agents to some of the other types of professions that have been out there before. Travel agents is a great example. There's a lot of other ones, but how as technology shifted, changed, adjusted, that there was people that became disruptors within that specific business and changed what the business model was all about, what it looked like, and how it works. It just did change. And I see real estate as one of those things. I felt that way well over a year ago. I still feel the same way. I think it's a matter of time. But specifically, what they had talked about was, do you think Zillow Redfin will eventually replace realtors? That was actually the question. I wrote this long, elaborate thing. So if you go watch a video, it's called The Death of the Real Estate Agent. That was put out there, like I said, January 31st, 2017. And, I just find it interesting now, perspective. Well over a year later, Purple Bricks came in. Bricks is falling off. They're going at the end of this month out of America. But that model's not over. It's not dead. There is going to be disruption. So let's talk about Redfin and Zillow specifically. So first off, both of them have become de facto standards in how people do home searches. Realtor.com was established to try to do a lot of the same thing and to control a lot of that lead flow that's coming inbound, because it's easy for individuals to not only find information but start making decisions and educate themselves prior to ever talking with an agent or even picking an agent. They're using these systems to pick agents. Now, what I find interesting is that agents are paying for these platforms so they can lead capture these opportunities, which is fine. We got to make a living. People are going to want to get more opportunities. They want to work with more clients, and I can respect that. I think where I start drawing, me personally drawing a line, and I have within our business, is I don't like the idea of paying somebody to screw me. So let's talk about that real quick. If when it comes to realtor.com, that kind of is what it is. I'm not too worried about them because of the way that it's established and how it's set up. Redfin, I'm not too worried about either. Redfin has a specific business model that is not really aggressively looking to shake up the process. They're looking to get their little piece of the pie. They have their business model, and they aren't aggressively going out of their way to continue to expand and grow. When I look at Zillow, Zillow is doing it sort of like Amazon, where they're using what inbound profits and things that they have in order to really expand their agenda, to go after their agenda. But they were nothing and are nothing. I don't want to say they're nothing like Purple Bricks. Purple Bricks came in with a purpose. And there's other businesses out there. Somebody brought up one of the businesses. If you will go watch that video I did, I think it was last week. I'm not going to talk to something I don't know. If they aren't in my market and I don't see them and I'm not competing with them, I just don't talk about it. I'm not going to read something on Inman and then tell you a whole bunch of crap that I read, because if I don't know it, I don't know it. But Purple Bricks was pretty, they were coming pretty hard into our market in Southern California. And I saw some holes in their model, but at the end of the day, they came with a purpose. They came with the intent to dominate market share, which in turn, the strong realtors will still be here and they'll survive. But what it does is it changes how agents have to work, and their intent is to shake up the market so much and take so much market share that they change the landscape of how real estate is sold. So now, if you want to survive as an agent, you have to play by their specific rules. Redfin isn't really trying to do that. Redfin is doing what they're doing, and they're good with it. I don't see them trying to expand hard on that unless the normal is changed. Zillow, on the other hand, has been very clear about some of the stuff they're doing. Well, I wouldn't say very clear because they're pretty quiet about other stuff. But at the end of the day, Zillow wants your business as well. The buy side, they're going after buy side pretty heavy. Um, I understand the business model. I think it's pretty crappy. Of course, if you've done any research, it's proven over and over and over. People that are using Zillow to buy, Zillow's buying their houses specifically. They're getting well under 11%, plus they're paying all the commission, closing costs, etc., of what they would have bought. And this is what I would tell you. And they're charging them fees too. I've even said it's like, if you're willing to take that action, I'll give you that action too. I will. So if you look at the 30-day, if your house doesn't sell in 30 days, we'll buy your house. Different models, but one of the specific business models is they're going to charge a 10% commission. On top of that, they're going to value the property under value, or at the very bare bottom of what the true value is, plus commission, and it gives you a nice gap to where you can turn around and resell that property, especially if you're willing to sit on that property for a little bit, but you end up making your returns, getting a profit. Um, Zillow has the capital to do that. It's real estate agents that are paying to make that happen, and other means as well. But I see Zillow over time and through small successes, absolutely not only blowing purple bricks out of the water, but becoming the true competitor to real estate agents and changing the landscape. Again, they are the de facto standard right now, and they're extremely smart on how they're capturing. They hold the keys, they hold the people, they have the deals. They still haven't quite figured out the sell side, but they definitely have figured out the buy side, and they're not going to go after the sell side too heavy, because that's where they make a majority of their freaking profits still. So I see Zillow eventually becoming that major player and becoming the major disruptor. Do I see them, which is a question, do you think Zillow Redfin will eventually replace realtors? Do I see them eventually replacing us? I don't see them replacing us anytime soon. What I see replacing real estate agents, or the death of the real estate agent, which I predicted it would be within 7 years. Um, could be wrong. Hell, what do I know? But and when I say death, I don't mean like real estate agents going completely away of the dodo. But that's possible too. I mean, travel agents, you don't see them. You do on occasion, but there's a few that still do it. But it's not really a business; it's a hobby. They aren't doing enough volume to really make an effective adjustment. People just jump online and hit Kayak or hit one of these other online platforms in order to set up all of their travel needs and responsibilities, and they could change and adjust quickly. I see somebody finding a way to disrupt the market. The difference between the travel agent and what we're doing is that you have to think that at that time, the general public, as they started getting aware of how they could do point click and everything else, they didn't see the need for the travel agent. This is a little bit bigger than spending maybe anywhere from $500 to $5,000 on a family vacation. We're talking about hundreds of thousands of dollars and a major decision, and people don't realize the amount of stress, the amount of ugliness, having the expertise, knowing what you do know, not knowing what you don't know, etc., to get you down the path of success to either buy or sell a home. What I see is one day things shifting to a point where the role of a real estate agent is going to be extremely different in the landscape, and they're going to have to play within that court, because we allowed somebody to come in and disrupt what we were doing. We continue to pay Zillow. We continue to pay Zillow to screw us, and that's is what it is. We're literally paying them to screw us over. We're paying them to use us so they could take business from us. And the challenge with that is it's like an addiction. You got people. It's easy to sit there, drop money on Zillow, and and you're making money, so you think it's okay. But me personally, I can't give money knowingly and willingly, knowing that they literally, I feel like they hate us. They have to hate us. I mean, they're just doing everything they can to take business away from us, and then they'll sit there and lie to your face and say, no, we're not. So do I see Zillow and Redfin, will they replace realtors? No, I don't see them replacing realtors. I see technology replacing realtors. I see technology becoming the thing that really will eventually make us extinct in our present form. I think for those that survive that adjustment, there'll be people that are technology savvy and will find a way to play within the spectrum, the new landscape that technology has created for real estate agents in this business. But anyways, I'm way longer than I want it to be. Way longer than I want it to be. I usually like to keep this at 5 minutes, but this is something I'm a little bit passionate about, so I want to do a long video and just get out all of my thoughts. That's all I got today. Appreciate you. Talk to y'all later. Bye.